Well, good morning, everybody. We're here anchored out at Hylebo's Waterway today. That's become one of our favorite places over here. I think I've streamed from over here a couple of times now, so this is kind of becoming a regular streaming spot. For those of you that are catching this after the fact, this is a Saturday. I don't know what the date is. I'm on boat time. Anyways, it's Saturday morning. I think it's the 11th or 12th of August. Why is it as soon as I start talking, you got to come play lapdog? Huh? What? I guess Dexter really wants to be in the stream. Yes, he does. Oh, yes. There's a Mr. Dexter's. Yeah. So, anyways, a lot of stuff to talk about on the stream here today. I want to give just a few minutes to let everybody get joined up, so I don't have to go over this over and over and over again. But I've had a lot of stuff go on the last couple of months, and it's kind of finally time to talk about it. And that's what we're going to get into on this live stream today. Real kind of crazy couple of days up here. I don't know if you guys saw in the news last night, but there was a guy, a mechanic over at Horizon Air that stole an airplane and flew it all over the place out here and then crash landed the thing down on some island south of Tacoma here. And that was a really big deal last night. And I was standing on deck last night when he flew over, and I was like, yeah, that guy's flying kind of low and kind of funny. And it turns out it was the guy. So that was kind of crazy, seeing that, and then a few hours later it's on the news. Had no idea that's what even had gone on. And just boom, there's an airplane, and it kind of brought back a lot of memories for me because way back in the day when I was in the Navy, that's when 9/11 happened, and it was a very similar kind of thing. And then the sky, afterwards the sky around here just went eerily quiet. Usually you hear airplanes flying over all the time because SeaTac Airport's like right here, so that was a really big deal. So, anyways, yeah, Dexter's been having a tough time the last couple of days. He's been kind of sick. Someone fed him something he wasn't supposed to have. I think he had some onions, and onions make Dexter really sick, and so he has had diarrhea all over the boat. So that has been a adventure. Yeah, I'm telling your secret. Just deal with it. All right, off of me. So, getting into the big news and the big goings on and everything that's happened here that I need to talk about. As you guys know, all of a sudden, I went from living in the marina a couple of months ago, and I was posting videos talking about building my website, Open Deck Exchange. I'd started going back to college, and then all of a sudden, bam, I turn around and we're going sailing. And I hadn't really covered the gap in between and explained what happened. And there's a reason for that. Is I've had a lot of drama in my life here, and that drama is at the hands of the Veterans Administration. And I'm so absolutely sick and disgusted with these guys at this point. It's just horrible what has gone on there. And so what happened is the first part of this year, I decided it would be a good thing to try and get back into school, do some schooling so I could do the computer programming stuff. For anyone who's followed me over from Renegade Trucker, you're familiar with Open Deck Exchange. For those of you that not, Open Deck Exchange is a website that I own that I've been building. It's for the trucking industry. It's like some cool accounting software that also has a load board. They talk to each other, does some really cool things. Well, and I have been building this for a few months. And so around end of December, first part of January, I decided, I really should probably go back to school and get that computer science degree I've always thought about doing. So I went to the VA, and I signed up to get a meeting, registered for a meeting with the Chapter 31 vocational rehab counselor up here. And so I meet with the counselor, and, actually, it took a couple of months because I registered for the thing in January, and they didn't have me in until the end of March. So it took almost 3 months for them just to even see me. And then once they do, they're like, yeah, this is what you need to do, and we're kind of going through the process back and forth. And finally, the counselor, he says to me, hey, here's what we could do is there's a real good program over here at Clover Park. Why don't you go check it out? So I went to Clover Park Tech, checked it out. Really got on well with the instructors, got started in school, or got set up to start in school. He said, hey, we've already started this semester, and this is in April now. It's a few weeks later. This is in April. And he says, we got to talk, and he said, it looks like you really know what you're doing. You've already done a lot of this stuff, so the instructors discussed it, and they were going to let me start school, even though the school had already been going on for about 3 weeks. And so they, crossed the T's and dotted the I's, did everything they had to do there, and I went back to the VA. I was like, hey, look, they'll let me go to school for this. I just need the approval to go. And the rep that I was dealing with there in Lakewood, he said, hey, you know what? You still got your Montgomery GI Bill, your post 9/11 GI Bill, which is something that I paid for. They took money out of my check every week when I was in the Navy to pay for that. And so I run back over to the school. I get signed up with that. And he's like, hey, get signed up with that, and then anything we can't cover there, we'll cover with the post 9/11 or with the Chapter 31 vocational rehab. So we do that. I get started in school, and I think everything's good. I go in and I get caught up to my class, and not only do I catch them, but I get straight A's. I'm running like at the front of the class. I'm doing extremely well. I had a 96% or better in all 3 of the classes I was taking, so I was just killing it. And I was learning all kinds of good stuff. I mean, it took the code that I was writing and just having, that's the first time I've ever gone to school for writing code. It took the code that I was writing and just bumped it up so many levels it's not even funny. So that was a really big deal for me. And so then the other thing is, while you're going through this program, you're supposed to get a cost of living allowance. It's supposed to be paid out the E5 BAH, and that's how I understood that I had the money to go to school, is what this program does. And so first of the month rolls around, I don't get a payment. I call the VA, and they're like, oh, well, it's probably just a processing thing, okay, yeah, whatever. And so a couple weeks go by, and I still haven't got it, and I call them again. And this is now in May, and I'm like, hey, I got bills to pay in here. I've already used up all my savings going to and from school and everything, because if you guys have been following for a while know that last year I had a pretty financially devastating thing happen with that engine in my semi and how that all worked out. That's a whole long story there, but there's videos on Renegade Trucker if you want to know about that. So anyways, I haven't been in the best financial situation the last year anyway, so I burned up all my savings, all the money I had in the bank, going to school. And now we're at the end of May, and I'm going, well, what's going on here? I mean, so finally the VA comes to me and they say, oh yeah, well, you're past the date that we pay out for that program by 3 months, so we're not going to pay for anything. And so I was on the hook for all the money for the school, and I wasn't going to get any money coming in. And so because of that really dire situation, here's the other thing that happened there, is the marina at that point, I owed them the previous months, I owed them for the month of May, and then I was looking at owing for the month of June. I did not have the money to pay for that. And what happens is if you don't have the money to pay the marina, they come down, put a chain on your boat, and seize your boat. They take your boat from you and kick you out of there. And so that was a really bad deal for me. So I had to scramble, I had to get some money put together, and I had to stop going to school because of it. I could not continue going to school because the money wasn't going to be there, the VA wasn't going to pay for the school. What's even worse is I went and met with the rep that told me to go to school, and he's like, oh, well, that's unfortunate, but here's the thing. He said we could start paying for it in August. That's the earliest our program here will let us pay out. So they can pay out. They could pay for me to go back to school. It's just that they wouldn't do it right then and there. And so what I wound up having to do is moved out of the marina, and that's why we just went cruising. I mean, that was the easiest and most sound thing to do, so that's why we went from me going to college and going back out. And then, so in one of the videos from Eagle Harbor, you guys saw me go over to Seattle to meet with the VA. I went up there and met with one of the head honchos. I was very polite, I was very respectful, and she told me, I told them, look, we're probably going to have to move the case over to Bremerton, because the other thing that happened is when I moved out of the marina, I lost my liveaboard space. And over here at the marina, they can only have 20% of their occupants at the marina be liveaboard. So at that marina, it's about 80 people, or about 80 slips. And so because of that, I can't get back into that marina again if I wanted to. I couldn't go back to the school if I wanted to, because I just don't have any place around here I can get into as a liveaboard with the boat. And so I went to the VA. This was the first week in June. And I was like, this is a situation. I mean, you guys, cost me my place to live. You told me a lot of the wrong things. I need to get something going. And so what she agreed that we would do is we would transfer my case to Bremerton. And then out of Bremerton, we would go and get me set up there, and figured the best thing to do, since I'm on the boat full time now, is get me set up to go to school through an online course, which, hey, would actually work better for me, because I'd prefer to sit on the boat and do the stuff anyways and just, do it through my laptop. So she said, yeah, within a week or so, we'll give you a call, we'll set up an appointment, or they're going to send me an email. We'll send you an email, we'll set up an appointment. And that was the last I've heard from them. And I've tried calling back up there several times. She's not taking my phone calls. They've just basically decided, hey, you know what, screw you. We're not going to send you back to school. We screwed up horribly, and you're just going to have to deal with the consequences, is essentially the message I'm getting from the VA right now. And it's a really frustrating thing. And the thing that really makes me mad about it is this isn't even a handout. I mean, this is something that I paid for. The education benefits are something that came out of my check every week for, I think it was like a year and a half or 2 years. I can't remember what it is now, so don't quote me entirely on that. But I know it was, it was a significant amount of money. It was like 150, 200 bucks that came out of my check for a very long period of time. And when you're an E1, that's a heck of a lot of money. And I don't think I finished paying that off till I was actually like an E3 or an E4. And actually, I was an E4 because it was more than a year that I was paying for it, and I made E4 within a year. So I'd already made petty officer before I'd finished paying this thing off, but it was it was a financial burden to pay for this. And now that I'm wanting to use this to better myself, because now I'm having health problems where I can't drive truck anymore the way I used to, because I'm having so many problems with my back. It's really frustrating and it's really upsetting that the government, essentially took my money and has basically said, well, you don't get anything now. You could just go away. And so we're having to continue this fight, and I don't know what's going to happen yet. We're actually probably going to leave this afternoon and sail up to Bremerton and see what happens there. And then we're going to be doing kind of a video series with that, where we'll be continuing north. So that's kind of the big secret I've been keeping. And I don't like being negative. I don't like going into negativity, but a lot of people have been asking me what happened. I've been getting a lot of comments about it. So I just wanted to come on here and explain it and do it in a forum where people could ask questions and things like that. Because I know a lot of people have had a lot of questions about what's going on and everything else. And that's why I'm doing it here today. So hopefully, if I can get up through Bremerton, hopefully we can get something squared away there. But I mean, we're already the second week in August now. I doubt that anything's going to be able to be done so where I can get into school the next semester. So I'm probably just host for quite a while on that one, and probably just going to have to keep on doing it on my own. It's just really frustrating, because if they're doing it to me like this, you know that they're doing it to other veterans. And I was lucky that I had the boat here. I mean, if I'd been living in an apartment, I would be homeless right now. I mean, for me, it was just get my boat out of the marina and go, and I was fine. And we've been doing it at anchor, and I've actually really been enjoying that part of it. Admittedly, so I wasn't ready for it. The boat wasn't ready for it yet. It needs a set of batteries pretty bad. It needs an inverter really bad. It needs some of those things really bad. I don't have a shower installed in here yet, which is one of the things I really wanted to do before we were living at anchor. So that's been interesting, finding places to take showers and everything else. But it's just created another level of difficulty on top of everything that had already been going on, and it's just really upsetting to me. And like I said, I was lucky that I had this boat and that I was able to just go out and start doing this and living at anchor. I mean, I think how many veterans run into the same situation where they're, how many years out of the service, and then they get, the whatever injuries they had, because the injuries I have are from when I was in the Navy, and they have just progressively gotten worse over the years. And so they get to the point where the things that they got hurt with are now preventing them from doing the trade that they've been doing. Like for me, it's truck driving. That's what I did the last 15 years. And so for me to have that standing in my way now, where I really need the help, I'm in the situation where I really need it, and to be told, no, you can't have it. It just, to me, it feels like they never intended to pay out on it in the first place, that they just have always had the design to get out of it. Because I see that's what happens with a lot of guys. When you're in your early 20s and you're hurt, you can still get around pretty good. I mean, I was in my early 20s running a welding shop and hopping around every day. And even though I was having problems with my knees and my back, I'd still go in there and do everything that came with that. And then just in time, that ability has gone away. And so that's pretty much the story. I don't want to dwell too much on the negativity. If anyone has any questions, pop them in. I'll be more than happy to answer that. I think I've pretty well covered what has been going on there. Now I want to talk about what I've been up to the last couple of months here. For those of you that are following the Open Deck Exchange project, I have still been working really hard on that. I've been doing a lot of programming behind the scenes. I haven't been live streaming on that at all, just because I didn't want to, talk about this until I had something figured out. And unfortunately, I don't think something's going to get figured out at this point. I think that it kind of is what it is right now, and I'm going to have to figure something else out. But that being said, I've been working on a lot of programming. I've actually also, because a lot of the pieces are interchangeable, I have been building a website for the Renegade show here. And it's kind of like my own Patreon site. I opted not to use Patreon, and the reason I opted not to use Patreon was because of there was an incident that happened a while back with I don't know if you guys are familiar with the creator. Her name's Naomi Wu. She goes by Sexy Cyborg. She does a really cool YouTube channel. You should definitely check her out. She's been in the news a lot lately with like the Sarah Jung thing with the New York Times, because Sarah Jung used to work at Vice, and Vice came to China, interviewed her, pulled a lot of really crappy things. I'm not going to go into all the details there, but what they did, I just felt it was really reprehensible. And Vice went to Patreon and got Patreon to pull the plug on her Patreon account, and boom, all her income stream went away. So after seeing that happen, that's one of the things that made me decide to build my own site, simply because I don't want to have a third party involved in that. So I went ahead. I've got this site most of the way put together. It's going to be probably 2 or 3 weeks before I have it launched, because I still need to finish it, and then I need to debug everything in it and really make sure that it's working well and make sure that it works good on mobile and all that other stuff. So there is going to be a very serious time component in there. I was hoping to have a lot more done by this weekend. I wanted to show it, but unfortunately, I lost the hard drive on my computer earlier this week. So I had, actually, well, it was Friday last week, and so I had to order a new hard drive Friday afternoon. Luckily, I got it by Monday, and so I had my hands on the new hard drive on Monday. Got that shoved at the computer, got it rebuilt, and the thing's actually working better than it has ever. So I think that hard drive that I had in that computer was always kind of crappy right from the factory. It was a no-name drive I'd never heard of. I put a Western Digital Black Enterprise drive in there, and now she's just snapping right along. So that is really good. I'm feeling really good about that. And it's rendering video really quick now. It's doing things like that. So the work that I have got done, I've got actually a pretty crazy episode, which I don't know yet if we're going to do Monday or Tuesday for the upload date. I'm kind of leaning more towards Tuesday. We'll just have to see. There's some channels come out on Monday, some that come out on Tuesday, some that come out on Thursday. So it's kind of a spread across the week. I don't know if we're going to do Monday or Tuesday yet. I will throw up a little video when I get that figured out and let everyone know what the new upload date is. Almost got this episode finished. Last night when I realized that I wasn't going to be able to have it done in time, that's when I threw up a little video and said, hey, we're going to be doing the live stream today. So that's what we've got going on. So the next steps here, going to get this website launched. Hopefully this afternoon. We're going to sail off towards Bremerton. Going to check Bremerton out. They've got some really cool history stuff up there. They've got some naval museums, some things like that I really want to go do. And so we're going to do some of that. Also, we're going to go up to Oak Harbor, where I was in the Navy, and I'm going to get to kind of show that. And that's going to be nostalgic for me because I haven't been back to Oak Harbor since I was in the Navy. So that's been 15 years now. So being able to go back up there and see that, it's just going to be kind of cool. And then I'm thinking probably Anacortes and then the San Juans. And then we got to figure out where we're going to be for the winter by about the first part of October because it's going to start getting cold. So that's going to be the big thing that we're doing there. And so I'm pretty excited about that trip. That's going to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to produce some really awesome content there. On the way back down, we'll probably go over and do some exploring in Seattle. Kind of have some fun with that. And I'm really looking. Oh, and the other thing, I need to shoot a couple of messages. There are a couple of YouTubers that I'm hoping to meet up with along the way. Finding Simon is one of them. I really think that he has a really cool thing going on with his boat. At the moment, though, it's not really a good time to reach out to him. For those of you that have followed his channel or don't know, Simon's dog just died. He had this really cool dog named Champ, and it was kind of a tragic thing how it happened. So I'm not going to get into details there. It's just really sad. I mean, at the same time, I could tell that Champ was a very well-loved dog, so I know it's really hard for Simon. And I really hope that he gets past that pretty soon. But hopefully maybe another month or so he'd be feeling a little better, and it'd be a good time to reach out to him and do all that. So, and then also I might try to run into Wally Sailing if they're back down south yet. And I was also looking at bumping into Samson Boat Company. I think it would be pretty cool to go up there and see what Leo's doing. Because if you guys haven't checked it out yet, Leo is rebuilding, it's a 1908 wooden boat, old sailing ship, cutter rig sailing ship. And he's got this thing like completely blown apart. I mean, this guy is industrious with what he does. I mean, he is a real go-getter. I mean, I'm not a wooden boat guy, but I'm still impressed by what he's done with this thing already, like stripping it out, putting a new keel in it, doing things like that. I mean, the guy's a wizard. He really knows his stuff. So definitely one of those that I'd like to check out. And so that's kind of what I'm hoping to do while we're making the trip north. That kind of gives me the opportunity to pop in on those couple of channels, do a little collaboration. That would be really cool, kind of spread it out here a little bit. And then this winter, we're going to get into boat projects. I've got a lot of things I need to do to this boat. Some of them being like we need to rewire it. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag. We actually had a real crazy situation happen with the boat here. I'm not going to give any details about it. It'll be in a coming video in about 2 or 3 weeks from now. That video is going to be crazy. You guys will see. I'm just going to give you a little bit of a teaser. The boat tried to sink. So that when that comes out, I think you guys will be pretty surprised with that one. Got a lot of cool stuff that's been going on. Next week's video, I think it's next week's video, is the one about the Ranger cruise. That's coming up. And then got a whole lot of stuff like that we've already done. So I think the things with the channel are going to be going really exciting here. I think I saw a comment come in and I missed it. Let me see if I can get that to pop back up. Can we get comments back up here? Let's see. I know someone said hi. Okay, Lee Hilton, how you doing, man? How's Dexter? Hey, Lee, doing good. Mr. Dexter having some tummy problems. He's been pooping everywhere. So We've been really trying to get him taught to poop in the bottom of the cockpit here, where you can just dump a bucket of water on it and take care of it. But no, it's been all over the deck. He keeps sneaking up there, and so we've been going round and round with that the last 2 days. And it's, I think someone fed him some onions, and that's usually what messes his insides up like this. So hopefully he gets better pretty quick here. But and it kind of could be the food. We started feeding him Iams here, and I don't know if the Iams is agreeing with him. So it could be one of two things. I don't know. But yeah, that's what's going on with Mr. Dexter. And yeah, so I think that's most of what I had to put out to you guys today. Hey, Suzanne. For those of you that don't know, Suzanne is Alex's mom. Maybe Alex will come up here and make an appearance. Alex, do you want to come say hi to your mother?
I'll come up in a little bit.
He says he'll come up in a little bit. I think he's preoccupied. Got the video games going on. Oh yeah, but yeah, looking forward to it today because it'll be more of an evening sail. And actually, the weather is pretty nice for us today. We're getting just a little bit of drizzle out here, which is kind of why I'm sitting halfway under the Dodger right now. And it's been just like super hot, like in the 80s and 90s for the last few weeks straight. We haven't had any rain, so I'm really hoping with these clouds that it delivers some rain. We got forest fires going on all over out here. It's been really smoky, really hazy. I don't know if you can tell my voice is kind of, and it's been a lot of that happening here. And it's a real scary thing having those fires around. A lot of people have been getting hurt. And it's also, ironically, been playing hell on the cell phone network because every time one of those towers burns down, well, you lose that capacity on the cell network, and then they have to go through and redo routing and everything. And so it's really been slowing the cell phone service down. And this kind of happens every time this year. I forgot last year it was becoming a real bad issue as well. So, and then I'm going to spin this over here, let you guys see him. He's just sitting here. Yeah. There he is. The big goofus. And for those of you that don't know, yeah, we had the big incident out here last night with the airplane that flew overhead. The guy that went down and crashed, he flew right over the top of us here. I was standing on deck. He just right on over us. Probably not that long before he crashed. I mean, it was a really crazy deal. And I just was totally amazed at that. Lee says we have haze all the way out here in South Dakota. That doesn't surprise me. If you look at a fire map right now, there's like fires all over the western United States. It's really, really bad right now. We really need some rain in here. And it's been a pretty dry period. I don't think we've had rain out here in a month and a half now, 2 months. Had a little bit actually one night in the middle of the night, but we haven't had any substantial rainfall. Everything's still pretty green, surprisingly, but you could still see, like, in the trees up here, there's some browning. Everything's not that vibrant green that it normally is, so it'll be good to see some rain come back. I kind of hate to wish for it because I know what the winter out here is going to be like, because the winter out here is just going to be that constant rain that doesn't quit. That's the way it was last year. We had that real long summer that was real hot, real dry, and then the rain started, and it just didn't stop forever and ever and ever. It just kept going, so really hoping that this year it's not going to be that, but I think it is. I'm really wishing we were set to get out of here this year, but not quite there yet. I guess I should throw an update on the situation with the boat right now too. My little bendy tripod isn't wanting to hold on. Let me fix this here. Guess I should throw in an update on the situation with the boat here too. Right now, as of the last payment that I just made, we are 6 payments away from me owning this thing outright. So that is really cool. February 1st, we are completely paid off, and that'll pave the way to get a lot of things done and go cruising. So really excited about that. That's a big deal. I mean, I've been dumping a lot of money into this thing. I've been paying $1,000 a month on this boat to get it paid off. And so once we get to the finish line here, that money coming back into my pocket is going to be really helpful, because that's just a huge expense to keep this thing going. And it's been difficult. Honestly, it's been really difficult. I've been doing little programming stuff here and there, everything I can do to get my hands on money, and it's been really difficult to keep up with that. So having the ability to get that paid off finally, that's going to be a huge thing. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then we'll be able to get things fired up a little bit more. Getting the website online here is going to help. Well, one thing I am going to throw out to everybody is on the website, what we're going to do is it's going to be a minimum of $5 to join up on it. And then you can either do $5 a month, or you could do, if you really want to, you could do it's $1.25 video. It's just a minimum of $5 a month. But if you want to do per video, or you want to do per month, that's the way it's going to work. And it's only going to be the regular once a week video. If we do any specials, extras, anything like that, it's not going to charge for it. But I'm just kind of doing it the same way that Patreon does their thing. I'm just putting it under my own roof. And the other thing that's a good thing about doing that, instead of starting a Patreon, like I said, I have the control. Also, Patreon, I think they're getting like 10% of what you make, and doing it with my own credit card processing, I'm only paying like 2.93, I think is what it is. So it's a way better deal doing it that way, because when you talk about like let's say you bring in $100, well, 10 of it goes to Patreon, whereas 293 goes to the credit card processor doing it my way. So I think that's a much better deal in the long run. And then when I first launch it, I won't have the store on there yet, but I'm going through the API. I'm learning how to do a direct print store. So we're going to have like lots of, I'm going to get some merch going, get some t-shirts, everything like that for the Renegade show, and like some military stuff and everything. I know there's a lot of people that follow the channel are, very pro-military folks. So we're going to do some really cool military shirts in there too as well. Well, here, oh, ow. That was loud.
That hurt.
That was loud again. Here's Alex. I guess Alex decided to make an appearance.
Sleeping.
Say hi to your mother, Alex.
Hi guys. Hey Dexter. No, get out of here. I don't
Go lay
feel
down. Go.
smell like
Go.
dog.
Go lay down. Like, but I want attention. You guys haven't fed me any people food. What's up with this?
Maybe because we had to clean up his mess all over the boat yesterday.
Yeah, that would be why. Yes.
That was not fun.
All the poo. Yeah, it's just like bucket after water up over the side. Got a good workout in, got the all that. We're grabbing that thing, pulling it up with the rope. I mean, that gives you a real good shoulder workout right there. Let me tell you, 5 gallons of water at a time, and was it about 8.6 pounds per gallon? Actually, seawater's a little bit heavier. WB Ball 15 says, any footage of the stolen airplane last night? No, I didn't even know it was stolen.
Right.
Otherwise, I'd have been, you know me, I'd have had a camera in hand about like that quick and in a hurry. But it just flew right over the top of us. And I was like, man, that guy's flying kind of low. That's the only thing that registered in my mind, not that it was a stolen airplane. And it just, flew right over the top of us here. And then that was that. Never heard another thing about it until I got on Facebook, looked up the news. I was like, oh, that's what was going on. So I wish I would have, but yeah, there's a lot of footage out there. I've actually got a couple of friends that took some. I might see if I can get something or that, but I probably won't make a video about it just because it's just kind of such a non-thing. Kathy Foley says, hi, Alex.
Hi.
So I'm assuming another relative?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's my grandma.
It's Alex's grandma. Hi, Alex's grandma. You want me to pinch him on the cheek for you?
Please don't.
So what do you think, Alex?
About what?
About the boat life. You having fun out here?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I'm really getting the hang of it for the most part. I'm excited to start heading north, do some more sailing. We've been kind of laying around, doing more errands, doing other kinds of stuff besides sailing lately.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then the big news is...
So big news.
I don't know, what'd you just spend the last couple of weeks doing?
I thought we were going to wait and put that in a video.
It's basically coming at the end of next week's video.
All right.
So,
well, I got my scuba certification, and I'm going to start doing some scuba diving for boats and stuff like that. So, yeah. Got all my gear. Pretty expensive gear, but yeah. It's fun.
Now, the one we're not going to tell him, is we got him really bad. It'll be... Actually, I think that's next week's episode. Next week's episode...
No, I don't think it's next week. Episode 2 weeks from now.
I think it's the episode that come out. Not
just working on. What's
not
supposed to go
not the one this week, but the week after. Is what I'm talking about. That as in next week, the one after, the episode after this one.
Yeah.
We pranked him so bad. We got him so good. And anyone who already knows what happened, no putting nothing in the comments because I want people to actually be surprised by this one because that went off really well. We planned this for 2 months. I'm not even going to tell you what happened, but it was incredible. We did it really good.
Yeah.
And
I didn't expect it.
the name of the video is going to be "We Pranked Him So Bad." So when it comes up, you guys will see it.
At first, I was like, "Why are you so tall right now?" But you're sitting on 3 cushions.
I'm sitting on 1 cushion. I'm not doing a frickin' Zuckerberg here. You want a cushion? You can have a cushion. There's cushions right there.
Nah, I feel like Dexter took a mess on those.
Well, they've been washed, so
Mm.
well the blue ones haven't. The little ones like I'm sitting on have. The big
Yeah.
ones need a good scrubbing yet. Yeah, the joys of having a dog on a boat, and it's tough. He's getting old. I mean, he's almost 10 years old now, and dogs when they get to that age, they especially the working dogs, they seem to be that age is where all the problems set in and all the difficulties, and it's been tough because he's starting to go blind. And so, like, I'll tell him to go load up on the boat. He goes running down, and he's looking for the boat, and he can't tell which one is the boat because he can't see it clearly enough. And it's kind of tough watching that happen. He's still a really good dog and still a really good friend. It's just you kind of get to that point in his life where he's starting to go downhill, and I don't know how much longer we're going to have together. It's kind of a depressing thought when you think about that. But I know you're going to miss him when he's gone.
I'll miss him, but I won't miss the messes he makes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's shedding really bad right now too. I've been sweeping up hair off of this boat every day. It's like, oh my god, dude.
Yeah.
And so
You turned on the fan yesterday. It was like a whirlpool
Oh,
of
God.
air in the air.
yeah, I turned on the fan and just woo.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to time for a deep cleaning and a deep. Yeah, we're gonna get him onto a dock somewhere. There's a hose and give him a good bath with lots of soap because he needs it.
Yeah.
No, I did not call you over. I know I was talking about you. Yes. He's like, oh, I just gotta have some loving. Hey Rob, how we doing?
Oh, go lay down, buddy. Dexter.
And WB Paul says, no worries, good to see you out here, Nick. Hope Dexter as well. WB Paul, do you have a boat out here? I don't know who you are, if I know you or whatever. You just said with the way you said it, see you out here, and I can't get the chat to pull back up when I tap on the screen. I'm doing this on my cell phone, by the way. Normally I would do this through OBS Studio and be all Mr. Cool professional guy with it, but unfortunately my computer, when it went down, I have not reinstalled a lot of that software yet, so we're just kind of doing this right off the cell phone here, which it's working, but yeah. I don't know how much lag there is either. It seems like I'm talking for quite a bit before people respond, so there's probably a good amount.
It's starting to rain right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Party. It'll be
It's
fun.
probably the first time it's rained in a long time.
It is the first time it's rained in a long time. It'd be great. It'll wash the decks down a little bit.
Yeah.
Won't have to scrub them by hand. That'd be nice.
Maybe come out here with some Dawn and scrub brush anyway while it's raining.
Yeah.
Get a little bit.
All right there. Good idea, Swabby.
Well, this dog makes it smell a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Trying to think if we've got anything else going on to get people clued in. I mean, from Dexter.
Nothing that we can dispose.
Off. Yeah, a lot of surprises.
Gross.
We're starting to kind of get the videos rolled back. I guess the other thing I should talk about too is once the website goes online, we are going to have a period where the videos get rolled back. So anyone who joins the premium side of it, I think it's going to be like a 2-month separation. So anyone who joins the premium side of the site is going to be able to see the videos about 2 months ahead of everyone else. And that's just kind of, if people are helping me by supporting the show, everything else, I want to give them a really good solid value. So I think I'm going to do that. And then also once we have the merchandise store on there, I'm going to give everybody that pays at a certain level, different perks in the merch store. And like the top level, they'll pretty much be able to buy at our cost out of it, whatever it is that they want. It's kind of how I'm thinking we're going to structure that. I'm still, kind of looking for ideas on things like that too. And one of the big things I really want to get going pretty quick, I don't have a vendor for it yet, but I really want to get some stickers going out. I kind of thought that would be a neat thing, get some stickers together for everybody, so we could make that happen. I think everybody would like that quite a bit. And then, also patches. I think we're going to do some patches, but I've got to come up with a good design for that.
What would you put a patch on?
Jackets, hats, your load-bearing vest if you're into like wearing those around. Military stuff.
Right.
You frickin' civvies won't understand. Civilians will never understand the military guy's love for patches.
Right. I guess.
Oh, look at this big ham over here. What are you doing? You're being a good boy. Thank you. Yeah, you guys can hear the airplane flying over. That is something coming out of SeaTac right now. Like I said, it's like right there, probably 8 miles over the top of this hill, I think, is the end of the runway. So you get a lot of plane traffic down here. Which, by the way, if you're into filming, makes this area audio hell, because you'll be out here filming, and then boom, there's the airplane. And then also you got the highway right here that runs along. And so you've got cars running along. So, like, I think for every 2 minutes of film that I produce out here, I have to film about 15, because we're constantly jumping around the noise in the background and trying to do a really good job of it. And I've really been trying to improve the audio quality of my videos, and that's something I've really been working hard on. And unfortunately, that's one of the things I don't think people really notice as it's going on. So,
Or a guy playing a stereo at like 1 in the morning.
yeah, we have this dude on the beach over here. We're sitting here trying to film one night, and it was on the Meet Alex video, and this dude like kept cranking up the stereo. It's like the later it got, the louder the stereo got, and we're trying to film. And I mean, that house is like 600 feet away, and we could still hear the stereo plain as day very loudly when we were inside the boat. And that, you know, I mean, I love my loud music, but there's a point where it becomes just a little bit freaking rude. Yeah. And so, yeah.
Or there's those guys on motorcycles that like to
Oh, God, yeah.
drive by, and it's a one long stretch of highway all the way around us, so you hear them for like 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, and they're just like, me, 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 me.
Yeah.
And it's, for whatever reason, it's always the bullet bikes, too. I mean, the Harleys, when they cruise through, they're just kind of, you know, putting along, doing their thing, but it's the bullet bikes. It's like they got to be going 90 through here.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of looking like it's raining over in Tacoma. We got to head over to Tacoma in a bit. We got to get some supplies for the trip north, and then going to meet up with Sam and do some. Well, I guess you got to get some supplies for the diving stuff.
Yeah, I gotta get some stuff.
So I guess that's the big thing going on is Alex is starting a dive business. He's going to start doing holes and doing underwater work for people. So that'll be real good for him. Start making a little money. I'm going to get a website built for that as well. It won't be that extravagant, so I should be able to build it in about a week or so, and that should be pretty cool to get that online and
Yeah. Start diving,
doing the thing, and it'd be really good. Get that set up, and then hopefully everything here in the next couple of months just kind of come together. It's been a real struggle with everything that's happened, trying to make it happen. I mean, I feel very fortunate to have had the boat here and everything. So this summer, what would have been a really bad situation, like I said, if I was living in an apartment or something, and you know that had happened, I'd have been totally screwed if this had gone down. I'd have been in a real world of hurt. But luckily, I had the boat, and it took being really screwed and turned it into fairly inconvenienced. Is what it was. I mean, if the boat was ready to go, it wouldn't have been a problem at all. I mean, if I'd had the batteries and the shower and a couple other things in here that we need to do yet, and the rewiring, wouldn't have been. It'd have been a complete non-issue. It'd have been like we're gone. We'd have just gone and gone. But with that not being the case, when they pulled that, because I had structured things and set things up based on what they had told me, I didn't assume anything. This is what they had told me. They told me this is what we're going to do for you. Da da da. And then when that didn't come to fruition, that really caused a lot of issues. So
Yeah.
but we're working past it. I've figured out a way to get by and figure out a way to make it happen here. And fortunately, got some help from some good groups and some good people. And I'm gonna try and do some giving back to them. I haven't exactly figured out how we're gonna do that yet, but we will see here. And just trying to make things happen there and trying to get things going. So, anyways, I think I got some bugs moving in here.
Annoying the heck out of me.
So anyways, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and kind of get this wrapped up. I've kind of run out of stuff to say here. I think everyone's been filled in, not really getting a lot of questions, which I don't think doing a live stream on a Saturday is the best day anyways, because everybody's kind of out doing their thing and, you know, doing the end of the summer stuff. But the video will be here for everyone who wants to watch. So anyways, we'll catch y'all later. You have a good weekend. Stay safe out there doing whatever you're doing. And where's the button to shut that off?